How there's so many leaks and rumors claiming that Xbox is done with consoles, Xbox is done with video games, but it seems that the Xbox is releasing a new console in 2026. The next Xbox console may be releasing in 2026, earlier than what most analysts and fans have predicted. But again, really, most console generations usually were like 5 to 6 years, and then you had the 360 and Xbox One era. They were actually unusually long for a console generation. Like the 360 was around for 8 years, which if you look, and then they had the Xbox One. If you were at that for like an entire generation, like an entire like let's just say Gen Z. These were basically the two console generations that saved people's lives. Okay, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii. Okay. Oh yeah, also Wii U. Forgot about that console's existence. And basically, these were the only consoles that existed. Okay. You know, back in the day, I'm not using this as a because I wasn't born in the '90s, but you know, you know, I know people are like, but the '90s is the greatest. No, I shut up. '90s is not the greatest generation ever. But you know, consoles were only around for like 4 to 5 years. They were only around for like 4 to 5 years. Okay, so people who were born in like 1990 had to go through free consoles through their childhood, which is let's say they were born in 1990, they were, or at least 1987. They would have to go through the SNES, PS1, and then left the GameCube. Okay, consoles did not last. They made console generations longer, which was good for sales, but you know Xbox Series X and X Duo currently at around 27 million units as well. Getting ahead to its big competitor is a risky tactic, but one of the few available to Microsoft that's currently lagging behind console sales. Mostly because people in Europe don't buy Xbox consoles is just a simple fact. PS5 and Xbox Series sales are actually not that far apart in the US. Only by like 5 million. And of course, in Japan, Xbox doesn't exist in Japan and Asia. Because the problem is, Xbox doesn't know how to sell the consoles in Europe and Asia. They don't. They need to, if Xbox really wants to be as successful as PlayStation, they really need to figure out that they need to, first of all, they need to have exclusive games, even though Sony isn't really having exclusives anymore either. But at least Sony has all those Japanese and Korean games like Celebrate or those anime games that they constantly get. Even Nintendo gets them now. The anime is so well, but in Japan and Asia, people buy those games. These are people actually buy. Xbox needs to get some of the at least needs to run and see that they need exclusive third party games at the very least if they don't want to put exclusives to the console. Okay, and I think they really screwed up this generation. I think even Sony did too, because Sony's PS5 is gonna do way worse than it did last year, and they were expecting it to sell better, but it's gonna sell way worse. It's gonna sell way worse as a console. And we might see, and GTA 6 might be the last like major game for this generation, which is very sad because this generation was a very short generation with very little games. Okay, made the games for all consoles: Halo Infinite, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring, Hogwarts Legacy, and GTA 6. Okay, those are excluding Nintendo, excluding games on Nintendo consoles. These are all the major games released. Okay, that actually sold relatively well. Okay, that are actually system sellers. Okay, you know, not many games. We also had that Star Wars game, it's a Street Fighter. Oh yeah, I also had the Street Fighter Diablo games that were released last year. You can count those, okay, as well. But so we can count Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4, but those games didn't really have very good rigs. They sold pretty well at the very beginning, but didn't really have very good rigs. Besides, unlike Hogwarts Legacy and Elden Ring, which had pretty good rigs, Spider-Man 2 would seem to have pretty good rigs at the current moment. God of War had pretty good rigs throughout the next year until Spider-Man came out and everybody forgot about that because of Spider-Man. Okay, I think the problem with modern gaming, I think really they're rushing out the console because they don't know, because they hope that, hey, we want the console early or it will sell more copies. But the problem is, this is the same problem with PlayStation, is that there's no exclusives. There's no games worth buying anymore. Okay, And also, God of War Ragnarok is also on the PS4. Spider-Man 5 was like the only truly PS5 only game as well. But it seems that with Xbox, they continue to struggle to sell consoles outside of the US.